Oh, yeah, okay. I think I'm
Welcome all. Welcome one. Today's guest today. I can't talk.
Today's guest. It's a good to bookend it. Today's guest today.
I'm going to have a new way of opening this. On Staph Infection, very hilarious comedian, Fahim Anwar. And guess what? We're realizing I absolutely did not send him an email with the outline of this podcast.
Right.
Or what, in fact, it entails or what it's about.
I had no idea. I had to go to a few episodes and be like, oh, they talk about this. I'm doing my own recon for the show.
Yeah.
And then you're telling me right now, and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty involved. I thought I was going to chat and shit. You're like, no, you got to tell me.
No, it's not that involved. It's just loose. It's a loose chat. If there's body stuff, we talk about it.
Up,
if not, and guess what? I always have something body related, and I'll start today's episode with it. I had a virtual doctor's appointment. I've been covered in hives.
Oh, man.
We only have one today. We got one solo hive.
When did it start?
I've had them consistently now for about 3 months.
Okay.
But I had them years ago. Anyways, so I had the virtual chat with the doctor, and I show her some photos, and she's like, I don't think these are from allergies. She's like, lots of people recently have been getting outbreaks of hives, and she's like, it could be, and now I'm going to spark everybody on the fucking chat going, I knew the vaccine was bad, but it was, that's what's going to happen. Apparently, some people after the vaccine have gotten a lot more hives if they had got, so I used to get them a lot before. So they went away for a bit, so this could have triggered something. So there's zero cure, just to take double the amount of allergy pills is what I've been told.
That sucks.
It does suck. And then I showed her the skin disease that I have, the skin rash. It's not contagious, it's fine. And she was like, I never heard a doctor before look at photos and go, oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Do you want to see the photos and see your reaction?
Yeah, why not?
Can you handle gross?
I mean, if a doctor can't handle it, I'm sure I'll do great.
No, I got skin blisters from the sun.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Who cares?
Oh, fuck.
Do you want to see them?
Sure, why
anyway, no, you want to see them. How are you? What is happening?
I'm good.
Fahim, if you guys are not following him or watching him live, I don't know what to tell you. You are my favorite comic right now.
Well, that's nice.
I
Thanks.
swear to
That's
God,
flattering.
you annihilate.
Well, I mean, ditto. I mean, I like
No. I can't
Yeah,
follow you.
yeah,
You
come
fucking,
on.
you had a set at the store, me and Asif were in the back watching. You hopped over a stool mid joke, full legs out, splits over a
Sure.
stool, and then continued to do this bit. And it was
The thing is,
the funniest thing in the world.
you do the bits a few times and stuff. It's interesting how something just gymnastic hopping over the stool like that just elevates the joke that much more, because I've done it without the hop and it doesn't do as well. There's just something ridiculous about seeing an adult, a grown man, kind of gymnastic hop over a stool that is gutturally funny. It's more than words.
It's more than words. And you were okay, here's quickly the photo of my
Yeah, okay.
I think I've showed these before, but they're really fucking bad.
You know what's funny is sometimes people will do that hot dogs or legs test. People know these are legs.
No. Yeah,
on the beach, it'll be are these hot dog or legs? You're like, I fucking hope those aren't hot dogs.
Yeah, those are hot dogs. Those could be hot dogs, though, the ones that have been just sitting out for too long.
Just on the 7-Eleven rollers for a little too long.
Or have you gone to one of those barbecues where the guy's just hammered barbecuing and he just keeps turning the same hot dog and it's completely shriveled? It's that same guy.
He's just having an existential crisis and he doesn't
kids
realize
are
that
screaming behind him.
He just realizes how old he is and he's not doing what he wanted throughout life. And they're like, you've been flipping that burger for 30 times.
And it's completely dried out.
Yeah, can I have it, Dad? Oh, yeah. He wasn't a dad in those moments.
No. He's just smoking a cigarette, just all ash hanging out of his mouth at this point.
Just 1,000-yard stare.
There are probably so many men like that. It's on fire. His eyebrows are completely burned off. He's still flipping the fucking burger. Those guys exist.
Yeah.
That's sad. Wait, did you ever do gymnastics? Did you ever do dance?
No.
You've never danced?
I did when I was a kid. I liked Michael Jackson a lot, so that's how I can dance, because I would try to replicate Michael Jackson, and so I've been dancing since I was a kid, but not professional or anything. I've just been a DIY dance enthusiast for as long as I can remember.
Okay, because I was under the impression that you took dance classes.
No, it's flattering. Some people do think that they think that I have some sort of dance background, but I'm just. I don't know, if you do something long enough when you're a kid, it's just, I have a nice foundation.
Okay.
And I think Michael Jackson is a great, North Star when it comes to dance, because he does it all.
Did you watch the documentary?
Which one?
I've
seen it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you still love Michael?
Look, I can separate you can't look at the
You can
moon.
separate church and state.
Yeah, you can't look at the moonwalk and be like, that's not amazing because he did those things to those kids.
Yes,
it's
yes.
still amazing.
Okay. okay. We're not. Yeah. I'll try to do one episode where I don't bring up Chris D'Elia and compare him to everybody else in the world, which I always. There's gonna be a new segment called Steph just shits on Chris D'Elia again. Surprisingly, comments don't say anything yet. Okay, because I used to Highland dance, and I think
Is that like what is Highland dance?
Scottish dancing with the kilts and the bagpipes.
Okay, what's the story there?
There's no
It's
real
funny how
story.
you just drop that like that. Like, oh yeah, like that's playing soccer when you're a kid. Like I used to Highland dance. You know, like everybody.
Well, I've mentioned before. I'm just saying it because that's why I think I'm physical, is because I had danced my whole life from 3 to 18. So I assume that when other people are physical, they have done some sort of.
You know, it never hit me, but now that you say this, I do think that there is a relation between like that type of movement and muscle memory and just freedom and expression, because I would say dance was my first foray into performance, because like I would dance for assemblies and stuff. I would dance for talent show. I would
Okay.
do Michael Jackson. So like performing in front of crowds, I've been doing that and it's body control and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I think it just informs stand up. Like people say I'm physical or whatever, but I'm not consciously. I'm honestly not thinking about being physical. It's
Yes.
just an extension of whatever the jokes I'm doing.
That's the same as me. Like
Yeah.
I don't go up there. I'm not like, and I rewatch clips of mine. I'm like, I didn't plan to go. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do
It's,
that. Like you weren't planning to hop over the stool.
Well, I was planning that because it happened one time. Sometimes this will happen though. Like you'll do something in the moment, and then it'll get a big laugh or pop, and then you're like, oh, I got to remember to keep that for the next one.
Yes.
So everything's rooted in something spontaneous and being present. And then if it gets a big response, you're present enough to be like, oh, let me keep that for the next one.
Yeah, but like watching you on stage, you can tell that, like you can see some comics, they do have their set premeditated where they're like walk, nod and turn and wink. Like they know the exact physicalities they're doing in their sets, but like you don't have that. You're just like, it's very.
I like to be, I just find I perform better that way when it's more limber, loose, and can adapt like that.
So when you did these Michael Jackson things, would you like memorize the whole
I knew
dance?
it. It was the Billie Jean dance. It's so
Okay.
iconic that like once you nail it down once, I would just do it. Every couple of years. I would always time it because I would run for ASB. Whether
What's
it's
ASB?
like student body,
Okay.
president, whatever. So like it would always the election would always happen a few days after the talent show. So this would work every fucking time. I would do my Billie Jean dance, and the school would fucking love it, and then they would vote for me because I'm the Michael Jackson kid. That's how, as much as sophisticated as politics get when you're an adult and shit, it still boils down to that. Like, he's going to give us pizza. He's going to get us like better lunch items,
If Trump literally did the moonwalk and like did the worm, people would lose their mind and vote for him.
thing. And then the fedora comes out, and everyone's like, oh my God.
People would actually lose
Trump
their
can
mind.
moonwalk. he's gonna keep the Mexicans out, and he can moonwalk.
He's gonna moonwalk over the wall. That would be insane.
Just up it and then down it.
that he'd win. He would honestly win.
Yeah.
I did the exact same thing. We had to like do a whole not performance. I added this in, but I did the around the world. The around the world, the whole
Daft Punk?
Daft Punk. Yeah, I did that
Whoa.
entire thing. Me and my friend ran for student government, social studies, whatever the fuck it was.
Sure.
And we did that dance, and
It
I
gets
had all these
people
like
going.
crazy these crazy biohazard suits, and people were losing their minds. And I was like, and there you go.
Exactly.
And that's people like to dance. They love a good
They
dance.
do. You know what's interesting too is like occasionally on my IG account, every now and then I'll throw a dance thing in there. I just, it's part of me. I don't give a shit. That's the other thing about being a comic. Sometimes you have to think, oh, I gotta be the smartest guy in the room, and I'm like but like dance is part of me. I'll put it up there. It's not funny. It's just like joy, and it's interesting to see who comments and likes it, because there are low key dance. It's almost like vampires.
Yeah.
Like Joe List loves it. I wouldn't think Joe List would love dance. He's like loving the shit,
That's so funny.
Yeah, so you get to see who are low key, like appreciaters of dance.
Was it the one where you were doing the in-flight entertainment and you were dancing on the little tray? Because that one got me going.
He likes all of them, but yeah.
Because I know if I posted me dancing, it would do something. I did the stupid one woman show, and I would do a dance in the middle of it, and people lost their fucking minds when I did it. But I'm like, Highland's a very specific thing, and I'll whip it out at a bar if I'm drunk or something.
Sure.
But it's like if I did a dance video, I think people would like lose their fucking mind. But I'm like, it's not.
You're like, it's not my brand.
It's not my brand. It's not. But did you start in sketch or stand up?
You know, not officially sketch, but I would do sketches, just like home video stuff. And then when I got into 8th grade, I was in video productions, and I would make sketches, and then stand up when I was like 17 or 18.
Okay.
So I guess like my brain forming sketch, but I never went to UCB, and I never did so not officially sketch.
But you had a sketch troupe. You and
Goat Face. With Hassan and Asif and Aristotle.
Yeah. And that was very good.
Thanks. Yeah, it was fun.
Do you? Because I watched a lot of that, and like, okay, I'm obviously gonna bring this up because I can't stop thinking about it. So my good friend Alex Pavone. So I'm in New York, comedian, hilarious. I'm in New York, and he out of nowhere goes, "I'm in the mood for Lance Kastopolis," and I'm like, "Who?" And at first he didn't know your exact name. It took a long time to figure it out. He goes, "Fahim's character." I go, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He goes, "I need to watch it now." So I start messaging you like a fucking psychopath. And like, how do you spell? What is it? Kastopolis? I'm like a psychopath. And if you guys don't know who Lance Kastopolis is, you must look him up right this second. Stop watching this and go watch this.
Hit pause.
It might be. I think I cannot believe it has not gone completely viral. This might be the funniest character I've ever seen. You go up and do stand up as this character, and you do crowd work.
Yeah.
Doing crowd work as a character is wild. Also, like it's hard to do crowd work as your fucking self, but to kill crowd work as a character.
It's easier for me though. I would say mentally.
Really?
Yeah, maybe it's just the way I'm wired, because it's a no-lose situation, because I have the mullet, I have the wife beater, I'm like every time he goes up, whenever they go Lance Kastopolis, dance music just fucking blares.
The cheesiest dance music, like it's like fun.
You say like I love
no, but
that
like
shit.
good. No, so do I. Oh, I used to listen to all that shit.
Sugar. It's pure sugar, and it's just like 4 to the floor dance music, and it's what I love about. I'm getting very clinical.
I'm also like
the psychology of it.
I'm getting excited.
So what I love about it is any night at the store, or especially the store. So you have how many comics? 8, 10 throughout the night.
Yeah.
They're all great, but they're the delta between like the variations between comics. They're still like person, microphone, still kind of playing the same game a little bit. Fucking dance music comes on out of nowhere. And then a guy with a wife beater and a mullet and is literally dancing for like a minute.
Oh, full dance.
Minute straight.
Yes, yeah.
And this is pre-COVID. I would always have like a little sip of water and then Triple H it. Like I would never do that now because people would like beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
So just dancing for a minute and then
good dancing.
Yeah,
and you're in the character.
I'm in it.
You're not. It's not like half-ass like side clap. Like you are full-fledged. There's a lot of spins. There's a lot of.
It just sets the tone that you're not going to get anything of substance. You can turn your brain off, and you can kind of laugh in a way. Growing up with your friends and like your siblings, sleepover, just turn your brain off, and it's pure id.
Yes.
So. And then they love you out the gate because you're fucking unabashedly dancing. That music's great, and then it's just crowd work.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's the one specific clip where you tore this woman apart, and then at one point you take. I don't want to ruin the whole thing, but we watched it so many times. Like it got weird. I honestly was like, I don't think I told you the amount of times we watched it because I was like, he's gonna think we're strange now. Also, I was supposed to be prepping for I filmed like a big show in New York, and there I am watching you. I was not going over my set list. I was just sitting there watching you take a water bottle off and then drop it and kick it in midair, and then literally like it was. You got to watch this clip. You have to cut that into a reel and make that something because I'll put that on my own page. I'll just post it on my own page just for my own.
It was interesting.
viewing.
Well, I mean, look, I didn't intend for that to happen, but just there was this lady, this chick, throughout the whole show, she was kind of being shitty for every comedian. And then Santino was before me. And she was shitty during, like, he handled it and stuff, but like she was kind of shitty for him too. And I'm dressed as Lance in the back, and I'm just like waiting for this. I'm like, oh, she picked the wrong. Like if it was me going up, I'm like, okay, whatever. I would kind of like, but like, Lance lives for this. So I'm in a cage, I'm waiting for that dance music to come on, and then I'm doing it, and then she starts piping up, and that's why.
Oh, when the dance music's on, she's piping up.
Just throughout the set earlier on, and that's why
Okay.
you see the clip. I think the actual clip is like Lance Kastopolis rips Heckler or whatever.
Yes,
but
yes,
it kind of starts with him going, "Oh, is this the lady who doesn't like anything?" And then the crowd goes, "Oh," because it's like she's been like that the whole night.
Yeah.
So that's when I addressed it. I'm like, "Oh, is this a chick who doesn't like anything?" You know, because every comedian she was being shitty to.
Yeah.
And then that's where we went at it. And she just lost.
Oh, she lost.
So many times.
And she kept trying
She
again.
kept getting off the mat. And I
Yeah,
kept
yeah.
on uppercutting her. And like insulting and dancing at the same time.
And
like,
then they play the music back again.
because
Oh,
Jeff
God.
Scott, you know, he was the piano player at the Comedy Store. He passed away, but he was brilliant at that because not only was the piano player, but like he could bounce off of the performers. So I wasn't planning on this, but I would rip into her and the crowd would go, "Oh," and then he would crank the dance music. So then I would just start dancing. Like I'm not planning on doing that, but when he and then it became a game.
Yeah.
Throughout the rest of the show. Yeah.
God damn it. You got to watch this clip. I'm not joking. I'm trying to lose weight. Mainly to go as Lance for Halloween because I can't. There's no way I can wear a white beater now. Or I'll be like Lance's creepy uncle Mance, who
who taught him everything he knows.
Yes, but I had to bring it up because my buddy Pavone literally yesterday texted me saying I watched it again. Like he's crazy. He's obsessed with it. It's fucking weird. And he came out of the bathroom the other day. When I was at his house, he came out and did your full. He does the exact.
Dance?
He does the dance.
Whoa! What if it
It's
becomes
crazy.
a TikTok trend? Like
It should become a
the
TikTok
Lance
trend.
stand?
That Tsuko had her drop challenge. You got to do the Lance trend.
Well, Lance is a little more complicated. You know, a drop is pretty simple, but Lance has got some twirls. He's got
Lance has
kicking the
twirls.
cap of a water bottle.
Lance
It's
Lance
very
doesn't got
difficult.
it all. This is great.
Yeah.
I had to bring that up.
I mean, that's kind of. I had no idea that someone in New York would be aware of that, and it's kind of a deep cut clip as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's wild who sees your clips and how that helps with things.
Yeah.
It really is like, because you could have something go viral and it only does so much, but if you have the right person, like if you had that happen, like if you had the right person see your clip.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like a jazz album or something.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
know what I mean? Like, oh, you haven't seen. Because there's something cool about something great that doesn't have a ton of views.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm early to this.
Yeah. And also, there might be more views now because
Maybe,
he's probably
yeah,
watching
yeah,
it
yeah.
right now in his underwear with no shirt on.
He's 50,000 of the views.
I think he might be. He's going to be so mad that I told you all this. So let's get into body stuff. Do you have
Body stuff?
any body stuff? I feel like
think
everyone has something.
everyone
Did you
does.
start doing, did you start like sports as a kid? Like what were you?
Yeah, like soccer was kind of.
Okay.
So I would do that.
You grew up, where'd you grow up?
Like Seattle area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that a big soccer place?
I think everywhere is. You know, growing up, everyone plays soccer.
Do they?
Yeah. Right?
I never played soccer. It's the only sport I
well, what
played.
did you play then, other than Highland dancing?
T-ball, Aussie rules football, lacrosse. I'm very
what,
Canadian.
You live on a yacht? What the fuck?
It was a like $20 pickup lacrosse league. It was not a lot.
That sounds like an oxy. Like yeah, it was like a $20 pickup lacrosse league.
Yeah.
Like it was only half gold flake caviar. It wasn't all.
No,
Yeah.
it was no. I mean, maybe it's a Canadian thing. I don't know. Maybe also because I'm a
Probably.
girl, I didn't play soccer. Maybe there was no soccer.
I just feel like a lot of people growing up, they play soccer. Unless your parents are hell bent on football and you're in the South or something and there's a big football culture, then that's pretty big.
That guy, he lived. Speaking of
I know,
football.
thank God. Oh my God,
Holy
so scared.
fuck.
Jeez,
That
like
was
was it 10 minutes of CPR?
Jesus Christ, that was crazy. Have you ever seen someone? I also
collapse like
seen
that?
yeah, or like had that happen. You've never had like, have you had CPR?
No.
No.
Thank God, yeah.
I know I'm like, I don't think I'd make it out of that.
Well, it depends on who's doing it. You have no idea.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Right?
My dad gave someone CPR once.
Yeah, how'd they fare?
They lived.
That's good.
I know. I was like, okay.
How
thank
long was
God.
he doing it for?
I don't think too long. He also gave it to my granddad once, but he was already dead.
At least he
And,
tried.
and my parents' dog.
How'd the dog do?
The dog died. But also, it's very cute. But picturing my dad give CPR to a
So he's
golden
1 for
retriever.
3.
Yeah. So it turns out
That's
he
if
should-
he's a baseball hitter, that's pretty good.
he should stop putting his lips on things. Turns out my dad is like smooching people. It has nothing to do with CPR. He's just a big
Yeah,
kisser. Yeah. You have you played sports.
Played
Did you play-
sports. So soccer early on, and then tennis in high school because I wasn't good enough to make the soccer team.
Yeah. Were you good in sports?
I was pretty good. You know, I was pretty good at basketball. Well, soccer, I was really good. outscore goals, and then basketball is pretty good. But then everyone else started growing, and then that's when I got fucked.
Oh, you
know?
just stopped growing?
Yeah, I stopped growing, and then in basketball, that's such a crucial part of it. So then, yeah.
Everyone just, what do you mean, why? Are you, how tall are you?
I'm like 5'10", but I was late. I was a late bloomer.
Oh, okay.
My brother would just like tease me. He'd be like, "You're gonna be a midget forever."
Oh God, how tall was he?
He's like same height.
Oh,
But he just hit it earlier. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And he's older than me, so.
yeah, that must be a big thing for boys. I guess I didn't
Height?
realize
For sure.
No, that I realized. No, but I mean like when a sibling gets his puberty or hitting puberty at different times.
Well, he's older, so I mean, that was bound to happen. But of course he would rub. I mean, he didn't do it all the time, but it would be like a running. It'd be funny for him, just like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah.
you're gonna be a midget forever." And my mom would get me these special vitamins, like
Oh.
they're more expensive, just hoping, because it is that like everything's fine now, but in those formative years, part of you is like, you see all the other tall friends, and you go like, "Is he gonna stay this way forever?"
Oh,
Or,
really? What were these vitamins?
I guarantee you, they're probably placebo. They're probably. But you just want to feel like you're doing all that you can
Yeah.
in that crucial period.
They weren't like putting you on like a thing and stretching you out with like bands.
Like the Gattaca, she like sawed my shins. And I'm like, ah! She's like, "Do you want to be on the basketball team?" Yeah.
And you feeding the placebo into your mouth at the same time. Yeah, twisting you.
I'm like, no.
Too much.
We're pushing it to 4 millimeters today.
Did they do that to people? No.
That's a thing. That's a real surgery that exists.
No.
People will break their shins and extend it to be taller. You can look at pictures on.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. People do fucked up shit to the body. Have you? Okay.
And it's all because girls on dating apps say if you're under 5'10", so some guys out there like,
this is literally
date me. Oh God.
This is literally
Please.
my entire act. All I do is make fun of small guys. But look, I'll still fuck them.
Sure.
The problem is, okay, it's not the height. It's the lying about the height.
That's such a female thing. Like, it's not that you're 5'2". It's that you lied. I can get over the fact that I can dunk over you.
Look,
But you said you were 5'4". And I came on this date, I got ready. My heart, I was mentally prepared for 5'4", and then you're 5'2".
I think the problem is it's also when short women do that, I get mad. I'm a monster in this town.
Sure, but
I am the largest woman in Los Angeles.
But the opposite sex doesn't give a shit how big you are.
No, they don't. But it is so okay. Be honest. Mm-hmm. When you're lying naked with a girl, and if they're wider than you and taller than you, does that turn you on?
Well, if I'm naked with them, then I have already deemed no, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just feel like there would be times where I'd fool around with a guy, and then I'd be the big spoon. Because there was no other option. You know what I mean? And he'd like cocoon inside my body. And I remember one time it was at this guy's house and there was a mirror. And I remember looking at the reflection and being like, I'm a Sasquatch woman. Like I was so much larger than him. Like when we were on our side, he was like only half my, like it was too much. Uh-huh. I don't mind. The same size is fine. I feel like I'm looking at them not attracted to me when I'm that much larger. Like a sleeping bag. I'm like, come on in. Crawl in.
Like you're a fort. You're a fort for him.
Yeah. Come on in. Let's play inside.
I don't like. We don't build as many forts as. Doesn't really get us off like it used to, huh?
Well, what's
I want to do like an LA nightclub just called Fort, and it's just a bunch of cushions from around the LA area.
Ew. You have to bring your own cushions at least. I'm not taking those Skid Row cushions.
They'll be black lit so that you can make sure that they're not soaked with something.
That actually would be a fun idea if everyone brought their own sheets and pillows.
And it's called Fort.
Then for sure some bad stuff is going to happen in there getting fondled around.
Yeah, the VIP.
Wait, what's the tallest girl you've ever dated? Let's see. If none of them are going to be any taller than you?
It's happened.
Oh, really?
Not very long though. Maybe,
Okay.
maybe like 1 or 2, but no long term like taller than me. I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a lot of barrier of entry. There's not a lot of girls who are down with that other than like J-Lo and Mark Anthony.
Yes. I know one friend, my friend Katie, who's her and her boyfriend Wilsey, they live in Australia. She's like my height and he's like 5'5". It's a very drastic difference, and they're madly in love, and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
That's awesome.
But it's like
It's
I know,
rare,
and I'm like,
it's almost okay. Does she have a fetish or
no? They just they are like soulmates.
Well, a lot of women won't even let themselves get to that point.
Yes.
Because like even if he's the greatest guy in the world, they're just like, I can't do it.
I will say this. Do you manifest? Do you do lists?
I don't.
Okay. I did last year for the first time.
Yeah.
And
I'm trying to, it sounds like I'm so logical and shit that like it sounds very she and all that. But like I've done a bit of it in my mind maybe in the last year or two, allowed myself to like at least say it out loud to myself.
Yes. Because I don't really believe it. I think it is whatever the she thing. I don't know what that means. What does she mean?
I don't know. Just like in vogue, Hollywood kind of granola, like crystals type.
I knew that. Yeah. Okay. But I was always against it, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it. So I did a list for career, and I did a list for what I want in a guy, and I literally put on it. One of them was I don't want to date a guy under 6 feet tall. I'm a piece of shit, but my boyfriend's 5'11" now, and we're madly in love. But
he's wearing lifts when you met.
Oh, he's still wearing lifts. I make him. I always hold him up whenever we're walking around. Come here.
He's just wearing bell bottoms because it's obvious that his shoes are so lifted.
Yeah, he's wearing full platforms.
No, they're so lifted. He's like those giraffes in the Lion King productions.
He's got full stilts on.
Full stilts.
Oh my god. Yeah.
My boyfriend, you're like, he has a glandular problem. He's like 9 feet tall. He's like, hey, Steph's been saying a lot about you. Yeah, he's gonna die early because the blood has to go up. His heart has to pump so hard.
We can't be in the snow because those things don't travel well in the snow. The stilts keep getting stuck and he's going over. No, he's I did go on a date. One time I remember the funniest reveal. It was one night on New Year's Eve. I made out with this guy after we got shawarma. Disgusting. I was fucking blackout. I don't remember anything. Yeah. Disgusting. That's
bold. That's how into him you were. Like shawarma and be like, now's the time.
I was hammered.
That's the opposite of a mint.
It was literally like I ate a shawarma. He was eating a shawarma, and then we started flirting, and then I sat in his lap and we started making out, and then he got my number, and then we went out for drinks like 2 days after that, and he was sitting in the booth when I got there, and then we have to say goodbye. He was so short, but also wearing like these really big, like Doc Marten lifts. And I was like, how did I not know? I didn't notice at all. It was fine. It was, again, I have fucked guys way smaller than me. Way. One guy one time said he was 5'11" on the app, and he showed up and he was 5'5". And that's a reach. I'm 5'7".
That's a reach, yeah.
So I'm like, it's a bit of a reach.
Yeah. Like 2-3 inches.
2-3.
All right.
Again, look, I'm not hating on short guys. Everyone's gonna get all fucked up in the comments. Yeah. Look, again, if I was smaller, and I'm trying. Hey, I'm trying. I'm doing the opposite. I'm binding my body when I go home at night. I'm sleeping in
a vice.
Yeah.
Just in a professional grade.
Yeah. I've spent all my money on a vice. Is it working?
You're powerlifting.
Yeah. I should, because Bulgarians are very good at lifting.
I mean, I'm sure.
I found this new Bulgarian TikTok, and I didn't know it was Bulgarian. Have you heard this one? I gotta play it because I'm actually obsessed with it. It's just the sound of this. I don't know what I want to do with this, but oh damn it, now I'm not gonna be able to find it. I'm sure you've seen this guy. He's got like a big gut, and he eats something. He just shakes around his food. You have no idea what I'm talking about. No. But I just found this, and I just found out the sound because I've been obsessed with the sound for the last like 2 months, and I found out. But it's this
pretty
guy.
Catchy.
He just like shakes his stomach, but it's a Bulgarian song. It's my people.
It's kind of like belly dancing. It's the next evolution.
It is.
It's the next iteration.
That made no sense to bring that up, but I just have that. I like oosh, skibbity bop. Okay, so body stuff. We've.
Yeah.
What do you got here? Let's get into it.
Pretty tame. I don't know. Like what? Just unique body things about.
Yeah. Like any like weird things happen to you. Hospital visits.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I was 17 or 18. I was in gym class. And we'd always sit kind of cross-legged, And then over the course of the year, like it would kind of hurt, my tailbone would hurt a little bit. And then there's like this like lump kind of like right up below, kind of like the beginning of my ass crack, It would kind of hurt a little bit. And I go to the doctor, and then it's just this thing called like a polynidal cyst.
Okay.
So it's like fat and just like a little bit of, so just some sort of like lump there, And then they had to like cut it out and take the shit out. But it was just like painful. It was painful to kind of like sit cross-legged. And
it was just on the bottom of your tailbone, just a regular cyst.
Yeah,
and there's
just kind of
nothing.
fatty and shit. So now, So now they had to cut out and get it. It's fine. But there's a little bit of scar tissue there now, huh?
Oh, there's scar tissue. Like right above your butthole, or like?
No, not that deep. But like kind of like right where they meet. Yeah, the tailbone and kind of like the beginning.
Oh, so you have a nice little scar there.
Nice little scar. Yeah.
You should
I
make
go
that
at bars and I go, you like guys with scars? And it looks like I'm showing my asshole. No, it's a scar.
Does it look like an asshole, the scar?
No.
Okay.
Just like yeah.
Because that'd be a double asshole.
That'd be sweet.
What, did they like put you out? They drained it? Like, what do they?
Yeah, it was like a surgery. I mean, not major or anything, but they have to like cut in and like take it out. But it's pretty minor, but I had to be out. So that.
Okay, so
that's probably the biggest one. And then, I mean, little shit that are unique. Like, I get dry shit right around my nose here. For the longest time, it would always just be like dry and flaky. And then it would kind of like cake up. And even when I try to like soap it up, it would just get more rough and shit. And then I discovered this product and this face wash, and like it sloughs it off every time. It's perfect. I can't believe I found this.
What's this face wash? Sloughs it off. I've never heard that term before. Slough?
Slough. Yeah.
I like slough.
I think I'm using it right. It sounds right.
It sounds good.
Sloughs it off.
Sloughs it off.
Yeah, like if you have dry skin or something, it sloughs it off. Because I was using St. Ives for a bit, you know, because I thought like, okay, I need something harsh to scrub the skin and like get that new layer underneath.
Do you use exfoliant a lot?
No, I use this thing now. So
exfoliant's you have good
no
skin.
Good.
You don't have any pimples. So what the hell's going on over here?
You know what's funny? Like the only time, like whenever I book an acting thing, the makeup artists are always like, you have amazing skin.
You do have very good skin.
Nice, thanks. But
I'm
straight, like my buddies aren't going to tell me that shit.
No. I'm a skin pig over here. I'm a skin perv.
Yeah. So it's kind of nice whenever I'm in that makeup chair because they see so much skin.
Yeah.
That it's nice. I feel like a hot chick.
Oh, they see a lot of skin.
You have amazing skin. I'm like, well, thank you.
And your hair. So you had your hair curly the other day, and I was.
You're the only one who liked it. Because I blow dry this shit, you know, and then I'll put product in. But sometimes when I'm doing my set at the store, I don't want to do all that. So I'm just coming out of the shower. I'll towel dry it. And then it's like dry as fuck and curly and rat's nesty. And I just come to the store.
It wasn't rat's nesty at all. It was just, I didn't know you had curly hair.
Yeah.
And I was all up in it. And then you were like, no one else liked it.
You're all about it. And then
I was into it.
Everyone else is joking. Like somebody said, like, you look like an auntie just with the curly hair. I could take it. Yeah, it's funny.
Do you get a lot of hate online? You probably don't.
Not a ton, but everyone does.
Yeah.
And
what do you get? What's your...
I don't know. I mean, there's people who don't enjoy your brand of humor, and that's just part of it. Sometimes that'll happen. Sometimes someone...
But do you get any physical stuff? Like, 'cause I think guys get way less like...
Oh, comments about physical shit? Nose before, like not a ton, but like I've gotten that.
Did you ever want to get a nose job?
No. I think
I'm not saying you do. I'm saying.
What if we go in together? Just like
I want his, he wants mine.
we're gonna do a face off. We're gonna do a Nick Cage. It's called nose off.
Can you imagine you get a nose job with just a bigger nose?
Peaches.
Why would you get a bigger nose than a nose job?
That would be funny, just as a flex, just to get like an enlargement, a nose enlargement. Like, no, I'm doubling down, motherfuckers.
You think this is big? Oh wait, do you see what I got next?
I'm doing a reverse Jennifer Grey.
Because I was wondering that, because I'm like, you, and Jeremiah Watkins.
Yeah.
Jeremiah
That's the Holy Trinity. They should
it's
have us back to back to back. Or we should do a tour. It's called the Noses of Comedy.
We should just
or like We Nose Comedy.
We should just have us peeking through the curtain one day, just our noses peeking through the red curtain, and we all have like mics, but you don't see us.
Just like vaudevillian, like one here, one here, one here.
Yeah. Oh my God, that would be funny as hell.
Yeah, so I think when you're younger, because you're still kind of
like, were you self-conscious about it ever?
A little bit when you're younger.
Yeah.
Because you don't really know yourself yet. You don't have other qualities about you. You're still trying to find your way in the world and stuff. And obviously you want to be attracted to the opposite sex. And
yes.
You know, there's those people in school like, oh my God, so-and-so's the heartthrob or something, or right? Like, yeah. And then...
But the poor girl's like, ew.
No, not that hard, ew. Okay. But you know if you're the heartthrob or if you're not. Ew. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So...
I was friends with the two heartthrobs in high school.
Whoa.
I know, nightmare. Lucky. I had this. All the guys were like, ew, big nose. And then I'm like,
but you were in. You had, you were on the inside. You were in the inner circle.
No, I was in the inner circle. I was popular, but I was also like with the women. The guys hated me.
Yeah.
And then they hated my nose. And here we are today.
Right. But then as you get older, you have other great qualities about you. And you know what I mean? I think it's you have less variables or less things that people look for when you're younger, and then as you get older, there are more categories, and this has less bearing.
Yeah.
And I also find as you get older, like I found it with myself, whatever is classically attractive and beautiful, you kind of care. Like, you've seen it so much that like weird things will be attractive to you.
Well,
So like I've been with girls where they're like, I like big noses.
No, I was gonna say that. I have so many of my friends that's like, they're not a kink, but like that's what they look for in guys. They're like, I love a guy with a big nose. And I was like, you don't hear that a lot. The reverse. You really don't.
But there is. But the thing is like, when you are in middle school or high school, there's no girl who would say that. Every girl wants a Jonathan Taylor Thomas with a dolphin chest.
Yeah.
Like hair. Like, you know, when you're young, body hair is gross to every girl. But then you live life a bit and you go, no, I'm actually into it.
Yeah.
But you don't know that until you've lived life a bit.
Do you guys also like body hair in women?
Love it. It depends if you live in like Portland or.
No, I mean, I have like. I'm hairy. I'm a hairy gal. I don't know.
You know what's weird? I'm not. I should be
You're
hairier.
hairless. Yeah, what the hell? I'm hairier than you. I'm way hairier.
I'm Afghan.
Than you.
I should be way hairier.
Do you have chest hair?
I have chest hair, but like I have less hair than a woman here.
Yeah,
For real.
Me for damn sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is insane. Do you have back hair?
A little bit.
Like just like the shoulder tuft thing?
A little tuft, like kind of in the back,
that's
but not that
nothing.
much. But I do have chest hair, so it's kind of nice. I've got it in the right places.
Yeah. Because I have like.
You got a sitch going.
Hey, look. Let's just say there isn't a part of my body that doesn't have a little bit of hair on it. So like in grade 8th grade for you Americans, I shaved my happy trail, and now it grows in. It grows in probably thicker than your chest hair.
Yeah, now it's not a trail.
And sometimes I forget to like deal with it, and then like literally the boyfriend was like, "Whoa, what's going on there?" And I went, "Excuse me." And here's me acting like he's never seen it. I'm like head to toe a ball of hair. Like of course you've seen it. Like you know, I'm fuzz. I'm a Furby. My whole body's a fucking Furby. Look, he loves me for who I am.
That's all that matters.
But if there's anybody who wants to give me a discount on laser hair removal,
that's a big laser. It's like a Bond laser. Yeah. The same laser they used to try to kill Bond. They just put you on the table and strap you.
They have me strapped up, my hands. And then they finish and go, "We're going to need you to come back 7 more times. We couldn't cover the whole
most
thing.
people are trying to get out of this, but you want a punch card.
We need you to come back." It's a lot. I mean, look, if I didn't have a boyfriend, would I talk so openly about my hair? No, I wouldn't. Does anybody else in my family have this hair? No, it doesn't. My mom and sister are hairless, and it's fucking annoying. And nobody has this schnoz. It's very. Does your brother have a big nose?
It's smaller. It's not like mine. Yeah.
Because people always ask me how I broke it, and I'm like, I'm gonna break it on your face. I'm gonna break it across your head right now.
How'd you break it?
How'd you break it? It's fucking crazy.
That's like the how many months along are you to a fat chick? You know, like you can't. That's presumptuous to say how'd you break it.
I did that once in high school. Oh. It was so, I'll never forget. It was a hotel party. Did you ever do those?
No.
What is that? God, where like a friend would rent a hotel, like they'd get their parents' credit card. So a bunch of us went over, and I remember it was like this cool crowd that I was trying to get in with. And they were all like smoking weed, being cool, and I got there late, and I was like, okay, just be cool. I had like a Smirnoff Ice, and this girl, I remember Christina, was sitting on the couch, and like, or the bed, and she was like propped up, and it was like a bit of a gut. And like I glanced at it, and she's like, "Oh, I know, I'm pregnant." And I was like, so she said that. And I go, "Oh my God." I'm like, "I thought you were, but I just didn't want to say anything."
I thought you were.
And then she goes, "Bitch, I'm not actually fucking pregnant." And the entire hotel party just went over and looked at me, and I was like, how do you come back from that? There's no coming back from that. I was like, I don't know what to say to this, but I was fucking mortified.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, you said, "I know I'm pregnant." Like, I know when I gain weight, I don't say, "Look, I'm pregnant." I go, "I know."
Is you're in the right. You know, I understand your side of it, but in that moment, there's so much.
I'm not the right.
Kind of. Like the fact, you almost should have been like, "Hey, that's just a testament to how great your deadpan is."
Yeah.
You've got great timing.
Yeah, you should be a comedian.
You should be a comedian, because I really believed you. But there's so much nuance to that. Everyone thinks you're a monster, but you can't explain. You just have to be like, "I'll see myself out."
I was like,
just cut your losses.
I get worried. Like I was doing some crowd work at Zany's last weekend in Chicago, and this girl was like, I'm like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" She's like, I work with special ed kids. And I went, and then I just went, "And that's that," and there it is. And I moved on, and everyone was waiting. The whole crowd like kind of quiet. I go, "I'm not saying anything." I go, "That's it." I'm like, because I knew if I said one piece, I would never make fun of them or anything like that.
You should have waited a beat and then went to the back and go, "Turn the cameras off." Like you're about to fucking go in. There can't be record of what you're about to do. You go, turn the cameras off.
Turn these off right now.
Let me tell you,
You went to Philly after me. How was your Philly weekend?
It was fun.
Yeah.
Did we do same? Did you do Punchline?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I saw posters for you there.
Yeah, it's funny when you go to these clubs and you just see your friends above a urinal, like just.
Yeah, you're like,
Next
yeah,
weekend,
that's
I'm
exactly.
taking a piss and it's just like my friends. July 13th.
Okay, let's get into the worst body thing you've ever heard.
Okay. What do you mean though?
Like, I mean, okay, so I mean like the worst, like if you either read something horrific, something that's haunted you, like something you've
Whenever
heard
there's
about.
an organism living in someone's ear or something, or they pull like a
Yes.
bee out of their ear or some shit, like how do you not know? Like that terrifies me. That some fucking larva, like you just been running errands and you're at a cubicle and there's been a family of larvae
Sitting in
like
your head.
in your molars and you just had no idea.
Ew,
I
is
don't
that
know.
real?
No, I don't know about that.
Okay.
But I've seen shit where there's like a bug that they pull out of and they had no idea.
No,
Yeah,
that's
gross.
there's a weird thing on dogs right now. I don't know if it's a tick or what it is, but it's a larvae that's living in these dogs and it looks like a little blackhead. And then when you pull it out, it's a full fucking bug.
I'm trying to think what else. Like,
If my
you don't
friends,
think- what?
my
Sorry.
friends, my sister's friend's kid had a fly go in their ear and was flying around their head. And they had to get
Like he's a fucking cartoon.
Yeah.
You can see the fly through his eyeballs.
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
What were you gonna
Any
say?
story, just like parasites and hosts, is creepy as fuck. This isn't a human thing, but I think, have you seen that it's floating around the internet where some sort of parasite goes into an ant and then it grows out of the top of its head, like it busts out of its head? That's scary as shit.
Ew.
There was this other one.
No.
So I guess this rugby player or something, he's like a really top athlete, but he's young. He's like 16 or 17. And then he's with his mates and they're drinking and stuff. And then one of them, there's like a slug on the ground. And then they're like, hey, who's going to eat it? Or I dare you. And then he's like a brave kid or he's like, I'll eat it. And he eats it. And then this thing, it ruins his life. He's like comatose and shit. And he's in a wheelchair now, all
No.
from eating the slug. Yeah.
Ew, what was in the slug?
Some parasite or like something, but it like ruined his life. Just this thing that most kids do and then go on and live their life. Like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. This was the worst lottery you can win.
I've never been into that, like eating the slug or the putting the salt in the slug. Did you ever eat stuff like that when your friends dared you? I drank rainwater out of a tree once.
Like,
that I
that's
had
such
diarrhea.
a young, that's like skydiving when you're a kid. Just, I'll show my bravery. I'll eat this cup full of ketchup, mayo, and
And then
Pop
you're like,
Rocks.
why did I?
Everyone's like, Daniel, oh my God. Did you hear? He drank that. And he's like the cool kid now.
And then he dies in a week. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I want to find. So I've been trying to get people to send in Steph infection stories. Some people, very few people have sent in stories. But I wanted to read. I wanted to read one, and now
I used to have this nightmare that it was actually a nightmare. So I'm standing on a road and then a motorcycle zips by and just chops off one of my arms because it just hits it off so hard. And I only have one arm now.
No.
And my immediate thought was, oh no, my opening joke is going to have to be about having one arm from now on. No, it wasn't that I only have one arm now and that my life's gonna be more difficult. It's like I'm gonna have to start my sets the same way all the time now. Like I'm gonna have to
That's
address
sick.
having one arm.
That's where you went in your head.
Well, that just
with-
shows you how much I love comedy. Where I have to be like, I know what you guys are thinking. I look like a teapot, you know, and then do what I want to do.
Yeah.
But I couldn't have one arm and just do a set and not address me having one arm.
and that really upset you.
Yes, because I'm like I have to fucking address it every time.
You'd have to. It's like when I see people up there with like a lisp or something. It's like you don't have to address it, but you might have to.
Yeah, it's one of the. That's what sucks. Is that if you have something that the whole room is thinking about, you have to address it before you can move on to what you really want to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a dream last night because I was smoking vapes for a while, and I had to stop because I had a weird, very severe pain in my lungs, bad. And then I've been kind of smoking cigarettes when I drink or whatever. It's stupid, on and off, whatever. And then last night I was at the gas station. I'm like, I feel like buying cigarettes, and then I didn't because I was like, it's a new year, I don't want to smoke anymore. And then I had this horrific dream that I had lung cancer. And then I was in this ward with all these people with lung cancer, and it was so real that I woke up and I started crying because I thought I had lung cancer, and I was like, I don't think I'll ever smoke again.
Wow.
I know. I'm like, these dreams just like
pretty powerful.
seeped. It is. It was very powerful because it was like they were like, what? And they're like, well, you smoked, and And the doctors didn't care. They were like, yeah, you smoked. And I'm like, but it wasn't for very long. And they're like, like laughing at me. And I was like, this is a nightmare. I can't find this fucking goddamn story. This one guy has been trying to get me to read a story for the last fucking month, and I kept saying I'd read it, and now I can't fucking find it.
You can't find it?
I can't find shit. Do you ever have that on fucking... Oh, wait, here we go. Stories for Steph. Okay, here we go. This is a new one.
Nice, okay.
Here we go. I think this is... I don't think I've ever read this one. Okay. Hi, Steph. You mentioned on an episode of your podcast that listeners could email in and tell gross stories. I have a few. First of all, my brother cut off his right hand middle finger with a circular saw while he was trying to repair his mailbox.
Okay.
Luckily, his neighbor was there, so we packaged up the finger and drove my brother to the hospital immediately. But unfortunately, the finger couldn't be saved.
That's
I was like, do you have any comment on that? My brother now makes a point to torture me with his creepy finger nub and caresses my face with it and says, "Why don't you love your brother?" It makes me gag every time, but we also laugh hysterically.
Hey, that's silver lining. That's cool.
Yeah, that's
Instead of just like him looking out of a window and it's raining and he's like, why don't I have all my fingers?
And using that nub to wipe the tears. Okay, there's more. In 2016, I went to see Stevie Nicks and the Pretenders, and a guy had a heart attack before the show even began and had to be carried out on a stretcher. Ha ha. Okay, I did not add the ha. That was written in. Okay, that was the second story. I thought there was going to be more to that.
Sure.
I don't know why that's
funny. Does he
funny.
get refunded?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, Stevie Nicks goes, "Hey, I heard someone had a heart attack. Fuck him, am I right?
I already got his money. Ha ha. Let's rock. Stand back."
Okay, the grossest story I ever heard is that a friend of mine has a brother who's a firefighter. He got called to a scene where a guy drove a tiny compact car off an overpass and crashed it into the ground. The guy weighed like 400 pounds, so when he hit the ground, whoa, this part's getting wild. His entire body just exploded like a piñata inside the vehicle. Love you. Love the podcast. Keep doing what you're doing. Can't wait to see you in my state. Amber in Michigan.
I love how the emotional 180s your audience is able to do. Just
This
the most
is-
horrifying thing, and then love the pod.
LOL.
Have a great new year.
That is okay. Yeah, that is. It is funny to say something that drastic.
He had a heart
and
attack
to
and
say-
Stevie Nicks on there. Anyways, hope you're well.
Anyways, haha. I mean, that's the car crash one's kind of wild. Also, wait, a compact
Yeah.
car, and he was that big? That seems like a.
I think no matter what car he was in, that was going to happen.
Yeah. I don't think you're just kind of getting a car crash and your body just stays in.
Yeah, like if he was in a Accord, he would have lived. Well, that's a compact. So if he was in an Escalade, same shit would happen.
I hydroplaned for the first time last week.
Well, it's been raining for fucking
Holy fuck.
2-3 weeks. It's
Have
crazy.
you done that before?
Yeah, I've done it.
I'm Canadian. This has never happened to me. It's, what do you do?
It's scary as shit.
It's fucking, and it was on the 101.
Oh my God.
Nobody even honked. If I saw someone doing this in front of me, I would have been like, hello, what's going on?
How long were you?
I went 3 over and then 1 back. 3 over.
Whoa.
Because I was in the fast lane and I was like, my exit was coming up, so I went over slowly because I'm not being
Sure.
stupid. And I remember, honestly, too, I think it was karma because in my head I was going, these fucking LA drivers. I'm Toronto. But I was like, oh, yeah. Like it literally happened right after I said that. And I said it out loud too. I talked to myself nonstop, but I said it out loud and I was like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Anyways, when did you do it?
It's like I'm from Seattle. It rains a lot out there.
yeah,
You're bound to kind of hydroplane a little bit.
But what are you
It's
supposed
scary.
to do with the wheel?
I think it's kind of like when you're on a patch of ice or something, you just sort of turn into the.
Turn into it?
Yeah, like if you're skidding this way, then you turn that way, and if you're skidding this way, then you turn that way.
Okay, I did like a classic, like driving a sack out, like
You just go all one way.
and the wheel got bigger for some reason. I just keep turning. I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but it was terrifying. What is the funniest way you think you can die?
Funniest way you could die.
But you personally,
Let's
it should be
see.
Lance Kastopolis doing a turn and then having a heart
It's a
attack.
dance move.
Yeah.
Or he just danced too hard and then his heart couldn't support it anymore. Like his will was greater than his physical capacities.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You have one?
I mean, mine changes. I don't have an exactly.
I used to
but-
do. I mean, I tried it as a bit one time. I just think it's absurd. Just a funny way to. This is a funny way to kill myself. So I think a funny way to kill myself would be just pulling up to a gas station, and unscrew my cap and all that. It seems like I'm just filling up my gas tank, and then I hit all the buttons, and I take it out, and then I just go. I just start drinking a bunch of gasoline, and then everyone is like seeing this, like people filling their car, and then they want to help me because they know I'm about to die. But then I just run into the woods.
Oh my God.
Like, hey, and then I just run, like, this guy wanted to kill himself. So and you can't help me because I'm in the woods now.
Okay, so you have to find, so this really depends on you finding an Arco beside a woods.
Yeah. I have to do some recon. I have to go on a Google satellite and just like, no, that's not the one. Perfect.
And find a key time. Because what if nobody else was there seeing this?
Yes. So it's got to be around when the work lets out, maybe 5:30, 6. And what I love about it is how nonchalant and regular this seems leading up to me killing myself, right? Just me getting out of the car, checking my phone, unscrewing the cap. Everything's normal.
Are you nodding at people too? Giving them a hello?
Yeah, a little hello. And then choosing the grade. I may even choose 91 because I don't need my money anymore.
No. You don't need that money. See, you're going.
I don't need that money. I'm doing Techron.
Do diesel.
I'm doing Techron. And then just taking it off. And then I'm supposed to go to the gas tank,
Yes.
But then to turn
we all think you're going
you
there.
think you're going there. I'll even walk there.
Oh, wow.
I'll do it to the very last point and then turn it and then.
Wait, okay. And you're not even dipping your head back. You're just holding it normally.
I'm just holding it.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's like a squeeze it and I'm just. And then I don't want it to be clean. Me taking it off. I want like a burst of like a splash of gas to come out like.
Okay. Like a Lance Kastopolis water spit. Yeah.
Like I have ingested as much gas as my body can take, and and then just run into the woods.
I think. Yeah. Okay. So that's
my way.
That's his way of doing it. That's an answer. And that, my friend, is answering a segment question. Where can people find you? Where can everyone find you online? Please, God, follow Fahim on Instagram. It's imperative you do. It's silly if you don't. Go see him live, for God's sakes. Go watch Lance Kastopolis on YouTube.
Just do a YouTube search on Lance Kastopolis.
Yeah,
I haven't
you
done
need
him for
to.
a while. I brought him. Okay, so I was doing him for a lot at the Comedy Store for like.
I need him to come back.
Maybe 2 years straight. Yeah, I'll do the road and shit, and there's people who still really made an impact on people. People are like, "Where's Lance? Is Lance coming back?" So that's kind of cool. I'll be doing Milwaukee or something, and people are like, they still know about Lance.
So I'm
that's
doing
kinda
Milwaukee
cool.
this weekend. Should I mention Lance?
Well, I wasn't Milwaukee. It was like La Jolla, and like just every city I'm in, there's always some fans who know Lance. So I brought him back after a 2-year hiatus, and then the pandemic hit. So I did him at the Comedy Store, and then I was going to keep on doing it, and then the pandemic hit, and then I hadn't done it since the pandemic. But I might bring him back in 2023.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think you should.
I think I should. It's fun.
It's so fun to watch. It's so different, and it's absurd.
It's a mental vacation. It's just pure fun because I have bits and shit that I'm trying to work on, and I like that style as well, and there are things I want to say and perspectives and like observations. I like to feed that, but then it's kind of nice to just put the weave in, throw on the wife beater, and it's a mental vacation. Like I don't have to think about jokes. I can just be. I can just dance. I get to dance. I get to just do Q&A. I turn my brain. Everyone gets to turn their brain off.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you have a monthly show at the store, the Belly Room? Yeah.
Fahim works on stuff. And then the special I put out, the stand-up special I put on my YouTube channel, just youtube.com/Fahim Anwar. I filmed it at the Comedy Store. Bounced around all the 3
very
rooms.
Cool.
Yeah,
yes,
it's called Hat Trick.
Yes.
So
go
you can
watch
that
this.
there. Yeah. So just go to the channel, subscribe. I'll always put shit up, and I'll put on like clips from the works on stuff. So like you're doing it too.
Yeah.
All our stuff is on our socials now.
Yeah. So go follow.
Yeah.
Follow. Thank you for doing the podcast.
Of course. Yeah.
I think if I can put a link on this, I'll put the Lance. I'll put the Lance on talking about because I can't get enough of it. Follow Steph Infection Podcast on Instagram, please, and follow me on Instagram. And if you have a story, Steph Infection Podcast @gmail.com. Send it in. I want to read out your insane, bizarre stories you have. And yeah, that's it. Subscribe if you want to watch whole videos of these are on YouTube @Steph Tolev YouTube. Go watch them. These come out on All Things Comedy. And thank you and bye, everybody.
Bye.
There's no ending. There's never an ending.